Welcome back to the You Know My Voice podcast. My guest on the sofa with me today is a multi-genre, trailblazing boss of an artist who I personally absolutely love. One of her records has done over 15 million streams on Spotify, and last year she absolutely smashed it on the Glade stage at Glastonbury. In the studio today is an icon and a queen, Eva Lazarus. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's just an absolute pleasure. I no lies told, I absolutely love and adore you. I mean, we met for the first time, was it last year? Early last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got in the studio together. How did that happen? Did we
I hit you up because I was like, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. I was like, you're incredible. And you were like, shut up. You're incredible. Yeah. We should link. And I was like, we absolutely should.
We should.
Yeah.
But what I love about what we did, because we hadn't met before, and we decided we were going to do a writing session together. Yeah. And we would do a 2-dayer. So we'd do me in the studio writing for you, and then you in the studio writing for me. And I love that experience because I felt like you learn so much all the time writing as a songwriter and being an artist. And what it's like to write for other people and then writing for yourself and the pressures you put on yourself. And I really felt like we quickly got to know each other. We quickly just like absolutely vibed and then quickly like helped each other out in a massive way.
Yeah, big hand holding in both sessions.
Yeah. It's funny because then when you're writing for each other, when you're writing for someone else, you can be less emotional about it. So writing for you, it was like the ideas were like, how about this? How about, and you okay, yeah, I think I like that and blah, blah, blah. And then when we did the next day and it was for me, I was like, I just have no idea. And you were like this and how about this? And then you just curate things and like you saved my session for me.
I think it's I don't have lots of experience working with other writers, but I think the reason that I hit you up was because how you write resonates with me. So it made me excited about you as an artist. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And because I went into the sessions with this is going to be fun, it just was.
It absolutely was. And we were in with Brad Baloo on day one for your session. Big up Breds I've worked with before. And it was just really great. And I loved the 2 records that we did.
Yeah,
and it was also just like really nice because also I don't think, as we get adults, there's always talks about relationships with other halves and people and whatever, but the relationship between like making new friends and also new girlfriends. Yeah. I know, right? And it was just like, I really like you.
Want to be friends? Don't look at me, I'm shy.
All right, before people switch off, because I'm just coming on to you on my podcast. I want to talk about Baby Eva because you are really incredible. And I also think your social media game is sick. It's on fire. And just seeing your performances, and you really, really have this most incredible stage presence and why you're so amazing on tour and people need to see you in shows.
Thank you.
But it needed to come from somewhere. So can we please talk about Baby Lazarus?
Okay, so Baby Lazarus.
Yes.
Was a baby in a family of lots of creative people. So my mother is an artist. She's a painter, sculptor, multi-creative babe.
Wow.
And my grandma is a multi-creative babe as well, or was a multi-creative babe. And she sang, she played guitar, and she wrote poetry and could sew. And my mum, she paints, she sculpts, she can sew. It's always been very possible for me to see creativity as an option for your whole life. So there was never any plan B.
Yes.
And my auntie, she's a singer. We've got photographers and dancers and just all around creative people in the family. My brother can sing and rap. So it was just, I was fueled by the family and encouraged at home. And I think that that's like a really big thing that I remember from being a kid. There were people that I knew that could sing, and definitely at the time, better singers than me.
Right.
And their musical talent wasn't nurtured at home. They were spun in different directions. That's not an option.
Yeah.
You need to do something serious, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And like music isn't a multi-billion industry. I know. But it's not taken seriously in some settings.
Yeah.
So those people didn't have their creativity nurtured, and I had mine nurtured. So I was in drama classes. I was singing songs and taught myself to play guitar. I taught myself a little bit of keys on my grandma's keyboard.
Wow.
And it was just in me, and I tried hard and I was supported, and that's how I got to, the first rung of the ladder.
Yeah, I love that. Is your brother older or younger?
He's younger than me.
He's younger.
He's a sick rapper. I wish you would do more. Do more raps.
Being told. He needs to feature on one of your records.
Yes, he does.
And
yes, he does.
And get the flow going.
Yeah.
So this was in the Midlands. So you grew up in the Midlands.
Yeah.
What was that experience like as a Londoner?
Okay, so
born and bred.
I always say this about myself because I've lived in so many places. Mm-hmm. I'm Birmingham born, Midlands raised, and Bristol made.
Wow.
So I was born in Birmingham. And then we moved again. But I would say the West Midlands is my home.
Oh, nice.
And it's not the most creative of spaces. I would say I live in Stafford, and that's where I went to high school. Mm-hmm. And it's a shame because when you're in a town, there isn't the resources, especially now. Mm. And there wasn't when I really wanted to get up and start my career. There just wasn't the scene, there wasn't the resources, there weren't the studios, there weren't the opportunities.
Right.
And there definitely isn't the money.
Yeah.
So you have to go to a city, you have to go and find where things are happening. So for me, I went to Bristol, and the sounds that come out of Bristol are these sort of subby sound system bangers. And that's a bit of me. So I went there.
Yeah, so you were drawn to Bristol more than London for the sound.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love that.
Because how are you going to make it if you don't go and try and like get to be a part of the, the creative scene there.
Yeah.
And London's not too far on the train.
Yes, you could get it. But then, so when you got to Bristol, let's fast forward. How old were you when you went down to Bristol? So you did uni there?
No, I didn't study there. I went there. I went there with credit card debt.
She went to the big city. I love this because when I was talking, just to quickly interject, Series 1, I had Parson James on the podcast, and he went from obviously like country town and went to New York and the bright lights and big city. And I've got, it's like I went from Stafford and I went to Bristol
with my credit card debt and a dream.
I love that. That's a UK story right there. That's some realness.
Honestly, when I got there, I worked at, it was like a hotel and country club, and I worked there day and night, every shift I could, just to pay off my debt. Wow. So I just spent my first year just working every single hour and paying off my debt. And I actually remembered the other day, I phoned my friend Tim, who lived in Stafford, and he was like, "Oh, how's Bristol? How are you getting on?" And I just cried. I just cried and cried because I just thought at like 20, I'm going to say 22, I thought at 22 there was no opportunities for me anymore because I was over the hill and I mean, looking back now, that's insane.
Well,
that's insane.
But that's also a narrative that we're sort of fed.
Yeah, it is.
To be like a teeny bopper, slaying it, signed and on your way.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I'm running out of 22 and I'm running out of time. Like that's I look back at that now and I'm like, I wish I could give her a hug and just go, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You have plenty of time and more to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But I spent that first year just working and not really doing anything and kind of feeling like I was seeing friends of mine doing stuff and being active and creating things and putting them out in the world. And I just felt like panicked. And as soon as I paid off my debt, thank you very much.
Yes, queen. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
I was like, right, okay, I'm free. Yes. I'm free. Now I can just spend my weekends going to open mics. I can spend my weekends in the rave. Yeah. I can go back to exactly what I should be doing.
Yes.
It's just making the connections and being a part of the scene. Yeah. And honestly, Bristol is such a beautiful, open and connected scene. If you're passionate and you have a talent, people want to help. People want to, open doors and connect people. And I really found those early days in Bristol just something so special.
Yeah.
That when I started building a bit of a name for myself, people were like, so when are you moving to London?
Right.
And it was like, what are you talking about? Like, like, I don't know. Do I have to? Like, do I have to?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have to.
Yeah.
I commute there and I love London so much. There's so much options here, and there's so many opportunities here.
Yeah.
I loved living in Bristol.
Yeah.
So I'll just stay where I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. And you were forming a community there,
yeah,
and building your sound and your journey. I mean, who knows, if you'd moved here, it might be different.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember around that time, friends of mine moving to London, and they're working like 2 jobs to pay the rent, and then only getting a tiny bit of time to make the music, and then they're feeling really, really pressured because the small amount of time that they get to write the songs is like, is it good enough? Am I too tired to be in the sessions at the moment? Like, that scared me.
Yeah.
As well. So I was like, I'm happy where I am. I'm creative. I'm productive.
Yeah.
I'm putting out work at a really good rate. I'm touring. I'm getting lots of opportunities in London without being in London.
Yes.
So I'll stay where I am.
I think also there's something quite nice about that, because sometimes when you're also in the space that you also live as well, and you can kind of sometimes get a bit jaded. Like me being a Londoner, born and bred South London girl, I've just sort of grown up with that London feeling, and I do need to escape it from time to time. That's why I love travelling as well. So I just need to not be in this city for a bit.
Perks of the job, though.
Yeah, perks of the job for sure. And then, just need to escape that kind of pressure that London can sort of have. It's just so fast all the time.
Yeah, a bit of Ibiza will do good, babe.
Yeah, well. Just that maybe. Depends on what kind of Ibiza trip it is. So when you had that kind of year working, who was the first artist that you started collaborating with, or writers that you started working with in Bristol that you started going, yeah, these are like people that I resonate with?
Do you know, this is like, I'm quite I would say like, I'm a faithful person. So if I ever say like, I want to work with you, I will never forget that. That's always in my mind.
Yeah.
And I remember the person who gave me my first proper gig in Bristol was Jay Wilcox, and he's a keys player, producer, singer, and he used to put together this night called Sunday Night Soul, and he'd get loads of soulful singers together. We'd all learn a cover each, and it would just be a Rolodex of like singers on stage. And those were my first kind of Bristol gigs. And from there, I met producers who would come and they would listen to singers and like artists there. And it was almost like going to a supermarket for like, oh, that drummer's good.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that guitarist's good.
Yeah.
That singer's good.
Yeah.
And I always said to him, if I ever have the project for it, you're going to be my MD.
Oh, I love that.
And 12 years later, I had the project for it, and I was like, Jay.
Oh, I love that.
We're going on tour.
Yes.
But that was like the first. He was the first person to give me opportunity.
Oh, I love that. Big up, Jay.
Yeah, big up, Jay.
That's wicked. Is he still in Bristol?
He's a Londoner who was in Bristol, and he's back in London now.
I like that. Okay, so you started doing that. When was this tour happening?
So that was 2022 when I put out my album Brandy Kisses, which is produced by Dirty Dyke, and it's out on Melon Skin Records.
Nice.
And I'm so proud of that body of work. I feel like we worked really well together, and just the execution of the project was something to be really proud of.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So was this you being found in Bristol and actually a label being like, let's do something together?
So I've worked with Dyke before, done a vocal for one of his tracks.
Right.
And he was like, oh, we should do something for you. And then we wrote 2 or 3 things, and it just came together really easily. It was easy working with him. And you don't always get that.
Yes.
So one song turned into 3, turned into 5. I actually can't remember how many songs we wrote. Maybe 16 tracks we put 17 maybe. Right. We ended up putting out on this record. We've got strings on there. We've got brass on there. Wow. It's just like we really just poured everything we could into this record. And The Party Is Over was the last single from that album. And when I got the final version back of that song, I cried. I don't usually cry, not a big crier, but yeah, the string section on that is just really emotional, man. Like,
when you made this record, did you feel like, taking yourself down there to Bristol and working the way you did to pay off those debts, did you feel like hearing that you were like, I've made it? You feel like,
yeah, 100%. I think that every little step that baby Eva and in debt Eva made to get me to, the next bit. I'm proud of her. I'm really grateful for all the stuff that she did.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, your determination and visualization for yourself and where you need to be. What was the first record you did then? Because obviously that wouldn't have been the first bulk. What was the first record that you sang on and recorded and was like, yeah, this is a bit of me?
Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. I think the first thing that I put out was with, I'm going to get it wrong. He was a producer called Pat D, and we put out a song that was about, I can't even remember the name of the song, but it was about the summertime. And for some reason, your girl's big in Japan. It just did well in Japan.
Amazing.
So he was sending like physicals out to Japan with, with the is it like the Ubi strip with the Japanese translations on the side.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first thing that I was on. And I've never been the sort of creative person to just want to do one thing. I love doing everything. I'm a multi-genre babe.
Yes.
So putting out hip hop, great. I love hip hop. I love soul. I also love drum and bass and garage and jungle and just everything. I play guitar and I sing and I produce as well. And I think that there hasn't been like, oh, she's this artist ever in my career.
Yes.
Like ever. I just do whatever I want.
Yeah. But then Japan though, so this went big there.
Yeah, it was really strange because it's not like it is now.
Yes.
So social media has had a huge development since putting out my first ever song.
Yes.
So people getting in touch with me on Facebook to be like, what are the lyrics? I want to sing it for my school, like a thing. And I'm like, pardon, what are you talking about? Do you really want to sing my song for your thing at school? And it happened really often. Could you publish the lyrics? Can you publish the lyrics? Whereas now you can it's just on your streaming.
Yeah.
You can just click on it and there the lyrics are. But back then you'd have to contact them.
Did you go out there?
No. Do you know what? It's on my list. It's high on my list of priorities.
Yeah.
I nearly booked flights for this year.
Yeah.
So between me and my partner, we give each other as much time as we can because we've got 2 kids, and he gives me time. I try and give that time back to him. So if I'm like, I've got 2 weeks of tour to go on. See you later. Bye, guys. Good luck. When I get back, I want to be like, choose 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And just go and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So his thing this year is he's going to California for 2 weeks.
Okay, amazing.
And he was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I'm going on tour.
Yeah.
He was like, well, if you weren't going on tour, what would you do?
Yeah.
It's like, you should go to Japan. And I was looking up flights. It's the closest I've ever been to booking it. And then I just landed a tour for 2 weeks in America. So
that's amazing.
Great.
Where are you touring?
So we're just still locking in the final dates, but the promoters out there are just doing the thing.
That's so exciting.
It should be my second time out there.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, well Japan is on its way. Yeah. Maybe to get some more songs bubbling out there.
Yeah.
And then so this tour that you did, you were mentioning then that you got Jay for. Where was that? Was that a UK tour?
So that was UK and a couple of shows in Europe. And I always have this thing where I visualize a lot about what I want to do and where I want to be going, and that, I guess, it's manifestation, I guess. But I remember I was on a Swindle tour, so I did a couple of features on a Swindle record, and he toured and I was part of that touring group, and we went to Amsterdam and we played at Paradiso, and I stood on that stage in that room and I went, I'm coming back here.
That's an amazing place.
I'm coming back here.
Yes.
And it's going to be for my thing. I just had a feeling when I was there. I was like, I know that that's happening. And 3 years later, I was back with my own band.
Oh my God, how did that feel?
It felt so good.
Oh my gosh.
It felt so good. And not only that, but people flew in.
Wow.
People flew in to Amsterdam to come and watch.
Oh, I love this.
Because I've got a song called Amsterdam.
Yeah. Did you write that on the first trip? Did that inspire that, or is that?
No, that's a separate thing, and I think we'll get to that.
Okay, we're going to get to that. I need to know about Amsterdam.
But because I've got the song Amsterdam and I was playing in Amsterdam, people flew to Amsterdam to hear me sing Amsterdam.
That's iconic.
Amsterdam, which I think is incredible.
That's amazing. I need to do that. Thailand. The right song called Thailand and Bali and East Asia tour.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. I love this though. So people flew in.
Yeah, people flew into London as well. There's a couple that flew in from Germany to London to come and watch me play. And I just, those sorts of things for me, I'm like, it makes you feel really grateful because so many people want to do this job.
Yeah.
So many. And you can pour your heart and soul, blood, sweat, tears, and every single penny you have into this job.
Yeah.
And still just something's not connecting. You're just not finding the right groove.
Yeah.
It's so hard
to
have experiences like the ones I've had in my life. Oh my God, I'm so grateful.
Which is a beautiful thing. And actually sitting in that space of gratitude brings more to it and to you. But at the same time, as artists and creatives, and when you have a taste of what you know you could be doing even more, and then you're doing it by yourself, and then you're funding yourself, because you've been self-managing for a while, haven't you?
The whole time.
Have you ever had a manager in the period at all?
So I was in a band for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we had a manager for a short time. But as a solo artist, I've never had management, ever. Everything I've done it my way.
Have you really wanted to seek out someone and met people and it's just not gelled, or?
Basically, I think that there were a few opportunities. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I thought there have been a few opportunities for me to have management and it's just not worked for me.
Yeah.
The vibe, you need to understand that I don't want to niche down.
Yes.
I don't want to. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
I've never wanted that.
Yeah.
There is intention behind the multi-genre thing that I do.
Yes.
The things that I get from playing guitar and singing are not the same things that I get from rapping, from drum and bass, from garage, from singing over something that's really soft and soulful and piano-led. Like, it's just, I don't want to just paint with blue. I want to have full colour spectrum to use, and I will use it. And if that limits direction, it just limits direction for one genre.
Yes.
I genuinely want to see where I can take it with being a fully realised creative person.
Yes.
And if I can find management that will support that and understand it, incredible.
Yes.
Help me.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand it,
don't be part of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing a bad job.
You're slaying it, girl.
Thank you.
Absolutely slaying it. But yeah, that is the hard thing. And I think, even for myself, it's just people like boxes and people like niches. And they're like, okay, so, I mean, even with a record that's come out for me, it's more dance pop than just dance. And then, for some dance people, it's not dance enough. And then for pop people, it's just another dance record. And then you kind of get this feedback from it. It's also like, I love this record. So I've got to put out the record that's right for me and my sound and the visuals I want to do. And actually, my fan base will love it because hopefully they love me and they love the journey that I'm on.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't fit into a certain specialist box, then that's the decision I'm going to make. Because also, if you do kind of limit yourself, you are limiting your own creativity. And I mean, like, one of my favorite artists in the world is Prince. And it's just like, you listen to those records, it's Prince, but one's a ballad and then one's like, really soulful and electronic. And then the next thing is like dance led and like, and then no one critiques that. So I think what you're doing is really powerful. And the gratitude is beautiful. But the point I was going to make is that you also know where you want to be and where you're going to get to. So when you were doing this tour, because one thing we need to definitely start talking about is that you are a mother. 2 boys.
Yeah.
And you were just absolutely bossing it and actually being extremely inspirational for a lot of artists as well, that you were preggers on stage, doing your thing, slaying live. This wasn't on this tour though that you did, was it? Or was it after?
No.
Yeah.
So I've actually done 2 tour seasons pregnant.
That's amazing.
And
how? How do you do it?
I think because I was lucky enough to have a healthy pregnancy. So let's just start there.
Yes.
Healthy pregnancy meant that I was able to tour. The first time I toured pregnant, the first trimester was hell.
Oh, goodness.
It was hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of puking.
Wow.
God. Hazel, DJ Hazel Marimba, had to hold my hair a lot.
Oh, that's Hazel.
Bless her. So big up Hazel.
Yeah.
It was very hard the first time around. Second time around, I was just like, I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've done this before. Let's go. And I think that being heavily pregnant on stage just feels really powerful.
Nice.
It feels like as long as I am healthy, and the baby is healthy, and I am resting in between those weekends, there's nothing that's impossible.
Yeah, totally.
I can do all of those things. I was in rehearsal doing up choreography, like 6 months pregnant, learning new stuff for festival season. Watch those videos back now and I'm like, yeah, I love you.
Yeah.
Like I'm really proud of myself, and I try and give myself grace in the middle of the week when I'm like very pregnant, ankle swollen, like everything hurts, and I'm like, wait, oh yeah, that's right, I am pregnant. Like for the hour that I'm on stage, no, I'm not. Yeah, it just melts away. Yeah, it just melts away. Yeah, and I loved dressing my pregnancy bump.
I loved it. So how did you find like even like the logistics of that touring and like venues being accommodating and the crowd reaction? Did you feel anything particularly in being a pregnant mother to be?
Yeah, I think that there was definitely a few shows where the crowd did a kind of like I felt the double take of like, oh my God, like, you are pregnant. And then it's drum and bass. And I'm like, going absolutely crazy on stage. And people would always say to me like, how are you doing that? And I'm like, I'm tired now, so I'm not going to have a conversation. I'm going to go. Yeah. So like the socializing aspect of it, like that's completely out of the window. Like I can't do the both. Because socializing takes mental capacity as well. Yeah. So I'm just physically drained, mentally drained, and it's time for me to leave. So I was very in and out when I was doing shows. There wasn't like lots of hanging around. Yeah. Protecting my energy.
Yeah, of course.
For me and the baby. Yeah. But I think that festivals are so accommodating as long as you are clear and you are in time with the information.
Right.
And even if you're not, you're turning up pregnant. You've got to be the worst kind of person to not try and make it a little bit easier for a pregnant lady on site. So usually it was like I turn up, there's plenty of water. There is a fan on stage.
Nice.
Because I'm going to sweat. Yeah. More than usual. Yeah. And just everything is made a little bit more comfortable. There's only a couple of times where I turned up and my old rider had been sent out. So I just came to a green room that just had like a big bottle of rum in it. And I was like,
that's not going to be useful.
Oh, no. Could I? No. No.
Yeah. I like that. Little baby's like, we're going to party today. And you're like, no, we're not. I love that. So actually saying that, were you pregnant for your Glastonbury performance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was. Oh my God.
Please talk to me about Glastonbury.
So Glastonbury, I love Glastonbury, and I've had what I was saying about Paradiso, I've had a moment, there's a stage that I really want to play, and I had a moment with the stage. I was there and I was like, you and me, we're gonna connect. I'll see you soon. But Glade stage is like another stage I've always wanted to play. It's just it's a huge stage. Yeah. And the team that work there is so nice, and turning up there with my girls and my family and my bump, it just felt a bit surreal, honestly. Wow. And there was a moment where I had my eldest, Kobe, on stage with me. And because we travelled as a family all summer, just in case, you never know, could go into labour spontaneously before the time. So we all were together for the summer. And my little boy, whenever we had a daytime show, I would like well, he just invites himself. He thinks that every stage, because he's 4, is a stage for him to play on, because that's all he knows. He's just been to festivals over and over and over again, and I'm on stage, so why wouldn't he be on stage? So he kind of like shimmies his way in quite often. And I said to him halfway through the summer, listen, if you're going to be on stage, you're going to have to do something on stage. See Hazel, she's DJing. See the girls, they're dancing. What does mummy do? Mummy sings. So what are you going to do on stage? You can't just come and like shimmy around and then leave. You got to do something. And he was like, and I was like, would you want to do the game that mummy does? So I will always do like a crowd participation thing. When I say more, you say fire, more fire, more fire. So I stopped doing that, and that's his job now.
Oh, that's so cute. So you bring him in the set. Oh my goodness. Don't melt. So he just comes out mid-set and just like
does a bit of crowd participation.
How do you introduce him? You're like,
I'll say, right,
it's a little big man.
Yeah, little big man.
Yeah.
Like a little big man's got something to say. And he'll come out and he'll be like, hello. It's amazing. But he's fearless.
Did he do that at Glastonbury?
He did that at Glastonbury on Glade stage.
I love that. Is that like one of the youngest performers at Glastonbury ever? I'm sure there's
Possibly,
a stat.
yeah.
He needs to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. I love that.
But I think that like being around creativity for my kids and definitely being in this active like scene is going to be so... It's going to be such a different experience for them and me. Like for him, being on stage is so normal.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of people there, thousands of people there.
Yeah.
He just doesn't, he doesn't see it. He's like, mum does that, so that's doable. If you can see it, you can be it.
Yes.
For me, I had to overcome shyness. I had to overcome like... I don't even know what the word is.
Oh, the imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah, I don't even know her anymore. But like I had to, I had to overcome it. I had to get there.
Yeah.
And my child tours around seeing me and dad just be confident in front of people, and he has that as a building block to his life.
Do you think he will be a performer and be an artist?
He's already a little performer. After touring pregnant and like being on stage and doing all the things, he had like his nativity in his first year, and he was the only kid to come out, and he like skipped out. Everyone else is like holding hands and like really shy, and they're going to go and do their play, and my kid's like, wait,
he's like, move out the way, people, I'm used to this.
Yeah, very that.
But one thing you did tell me before we were recording, which I actually love, and I was like, stop talking, I need you to tell me about this on here, is that you opened the program and you basically saw a picture of you for the Glade stage.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, so that blew my mind. Maybe I am a crier, because that did make me cry. I don't identify with being a crier, but yeah, there are certain career things that are like very overwhelming.
That hit you, but when you work so hard, and also you're self-managing, and we've discussed that as well, because when we met, I was self-managing as well, and you're doing someone else's job, and then as you said, you've been like breastfeeding, doing CapCut at the same time, and you like there's so much stuff as an artist that you have to do that people don't realize. They're just like, being an artist is awesome, and it is awesome when it's awesome, but when it's not awesome, it's flipping tough.
It's
and you have to put everything in, because no one else is going to do it. So no wonder you opening that. I mean, tell us a story, but I would cry.
So when you get to Glastonbury, you need to get your wristbands and your things and your vouchers and whatever. And they gave me a program for Glastonbury, and I was like, oh, amazing. Let's see who's on. And I was like flicking through, and it got to the Glade stage page, and the big picture on that page was me.
I love it.
And my heart was in my throat. I was like, are you joking? Like,
I love it.
It's just the best. It's just the best feeling.
Yeah. You're going to be back at Glastonbury then, I'm guessing.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
How did they reach out to you? Or did you like reach out to them? Or
so I've got a booking agent, Lauren at Earth Agency.
Nice. I like that. If you want to book this queen.
Yeah. And she's a G. Like, she has, like, through everything, through every part of my career, she has always been very supportive. And when I was very unsure at the beginning of my motherhood journey, she was like, whatever you need, I have got you. For as much or as little as you want. I am not worried about anything. We can make anything work. And having
is she
somebody,
a mother as well?
Yes, but she wasn't at the time.
Right, okay.
So I just think that she's just a good agent.
Yeah.
She's a good agent.
Yeah.
And a good person.
Yeah.
And now she's got 2 babies.
And
she's a great mum as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a booking agent, so that's where my booking for Glastonbury came. And I think like the different like interlocking parts of the industry are so even when you're in it, you're like, wait, so how does that bit work? Because it's such a big machine. So for maybe 2 or 3 years, people have contacted me and been like, you don't have a manager. How are you doing? How are you doing this?
How are you
doing that?
Yeah.
I am flying by the seat of my pants at all times.
Yeah.
Watching like things on the music industry on YouTube. I listen to podcasts. Like I try and consume as much as I can because the industry changes all of the time.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not just writing the songs and going to a photo shoot. I'm trying to do all the things.
You're building an empire.
Yeah. Did
you ever get the fear becoming pregnant like the first time round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deep fear.
Yeah.
I've told this story maybe once before, but I prayed for my child. I wanted my baby. Finding out I was pregnant, I was so scared because a lot of my faves disappeared after they had children.
Yes.
So for me, I was like, is that the reason?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that the reason?
You can't be an artist and a mother. Yeah.
You can't do both.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can.
Yes.
Or can't you? I don't know. But it's just my first instinct was fear. And I cried a lot.
Yeah.
And I was looking for resources. I was looking for something like blog post, podcast, videos, something online to reassure me. Yeah. And it took weeks to find. But there was Annie Mac and Jessie Ware had a conversation about motherhood in the industry and them making it work and how, like, just hearing them talk about it on a not Beyonce money level. Yeah. How do you make it work? Yes. How is it? And just hearing women talk about being in the industry and being mums was so soothing for my nervous system.
Yes.
I actually messaged the podcast and I was like, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I've been crying for weeks. This is the first thing that's made me feel like it's doable.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So at Glastonbury, before, oh my God. So at Glastonbury, before the end of my set, I was like, the next person up is Annie Mac.
Wow.
And I said, Annie Mac's podcast about motherhood changed my outlook on being pregnant and about to be a mother in the industry. And I actually emailed her to say, thank you so much. This has like set my mind to rest. And she emailed me back a lovely email to just be like wishing me the best. And like, she didn't have to take time to do that. And I think it was an amazing moment for me to be here with my kid.
Yes.
Crossing paths with her.
Oh, I love that.
Bringing her on stage. I'm coming off stage and she was coming on stage. And I just think she's an iconic.
It's like serendipity.
Iconic woman.
I love that. That's really powerful. And what you're doing in turn is you're being that for other people and other women and other artists that are thinking, can I do it? Because you're doing it in such a boss way. I mean, it's probably a word which is like a double-edged sword in a way, but you're making it look effortless. And it's not effortless because of obviously the work you put in. But at the same time, you're doing it in such an amazing, powerful way that it is so inspiring and encouraging. Because even myself on my own journey, I was like, I just can't do both. It's just not the time for me. And, you know, to actually do that and go, actually, it is my time. I want to be a mother. This is my path. And my baby's on stage with me now. Yeah. Do you know? Yeah. That's just queen behavior.
Thank you. Well, in the interest of transparency, it is hard.
Yes.
It might look easy. Yeah. It's not.
Yes.
It's not. I am tired. Yeah. I am overstimulated, overcaffeinated. Yeah. I got sent a video the other day by my partner. Yeah. Wait, no, I sent it to him. I was like, this is very me. And it's like a kid comes up to the mum and like really close. And the mum goes, what? Yeah. Wait, what? No.
No. What?
No. what? Like, that's how I feel a lot. Like, I am just so like tired and stressed.
Yes.
I have to like try and calm down and be gentle in the moments that are like really stressful, and try and be the like, I'm a first generation gentle parent. So like, my instincts are like what I actually want to do. They're in conflict with each other. So I'm like really trying my hardest to be as gentle as I can with my family and as gentle as I can with me. But I've got a 5-month-old baby hanging off of my boobies.
So that's not
all
always
night long. And I'm very, very tired. So I have to be asking for help all of the time.
Yes.
I ask my partner for help. I ask my mum for help. I ask my friends for help. Recently, I've been putting together content for the EP that I've dropped.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm so proud of it, but it's come together with the help of my partner, my mum, my friends. I've shot a video when my friend Abby was holding my baby, rocking him in the corner of the room so I can shoot content for this EP. So it takes
a village.
And as a hyper independent person, I have had to learn to 1, ask for help, and 2, don't feel guilty about accepting it when it comes.
Yes.
And that is super hard.
And also super powerful, because that is the thing. We don't also get taught the culture of life, especially even in the West and like London and the UK. It's just like, asking for help sometimes seems as a failure. It's like, do it. You've got to be a boss. You've got to be doing this. And it's actually, I can't do all those things without someone standing next to me going, don't worry, I got this for a moment, so you can do that.
Well, that's the thing is like, I am very attached to the idea that I'm a capable person.
Yes.
Like that is a core part of who I am.
Yeah.
So any idea, like anything that challenges that, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like feeling like I need help.
Yeah.
But I do need help to be here today.
Yes.
I needed help.
Yes.
So I'm just learning to like really ask and accept
it so you can be here.
Yes.
And tell us about this EP that you dropped, please.
It's called Make Your Own Sunshine, which is something that my mum used to say to me a lot when I was a kid. So it comes from that, like, you can create your own fun, you can create your own happiness. You've got everything you need to be able to provide like happiness and joy for yourself. I believe that. You have that. And she used to say it a lot. I'd be like, oh, I'm bored. She'd be like, make your own sunshine.
I like that.
Like, okay, what am I going to do? Probably play on my grandma's piano and teach myself how to play guitar. I literally am filling my life with things that are giving me joy because my mum told me that I could do that. So everything on that record is made with the intention of being soul-filling, and I believe that music is medicine. I think a lot of people believe that music has that medicinal effect. Movement, dancing is very good for you, mind and body.
Yeah.
Listening to music. I have things that I listen to when I don't feel quite there.
Yeah.
And the right album, the right tune, the right mix will get me all the way together.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
Yes.
That's all I needed was just to go for a walk and listen to what makes me feel like me.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of women who are powerful and uplifting and empowering. And I really get a lot from that.
Yes.
And I wanted to make a record that gave that to people.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of that. I have a lot of that in my writing anyway.
Yeah.
But doing it with intention is something else.
Yes.
So everything on Make Your Own Sunshine is designed for empowerment and upliftment, and I am so proud of it.
Yes, I love that. You are just incredible energy, and I can feel the empowerment from you, and I feel empowered by you. And so everybody needs to go and listen to this EP, please. And
please go and listen to it, because I made it so you could hear it.
Yeah, so you
go and listen to it.
Go and listen to it for the vibes. So what is the rest of this year looking like for Eva Lazarus?
So it's back to touring. America on the cards.
Yes.
I've got a few festival bookings in the calendar already.
Yes.
And there's a couple of family ones. I'm not allowed to say all of the things.
Can't reveal it. But you can find it on Eva's page.
Yeah.
Yes.
there's a couple of family ones that I'm looking forward to going to with the boys.
Yay.
And then a couple of overseas ones that the boys aren't invited to.
It's mama's time.
Yeah, it's mama's time. Mama's going to drink some wine in the sun.
Yes. And slay it, as she always does.
Absolutely. So that's what's going on. And then if everything pans out the way I hope and pray that it does, I should have another full project out this year.
Yes, Queen. Yes, she is. Do you know what? Thank you so much for coming in. And I can't believe time has flown having you here. So we definitely have to have you back. So once the project's out and all of this stuff has been moving, you can come back and tell us what it's like trailblazing the multi-genre space.
I'd love to.
And the other artists that are going to follow you. So thank you so much for coming in, sharing your journey with us. And I think everybody needs to go and listen to your EP right now.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you.